Okay, let's talk through this patch. What I have is 6 voices. Plaits into Rocha Legio filter, which has got a wave folder in it. And I'm mainly just using the wave folder. Into another filter for a low pass. That's one voice. The filter, the low pass filter, the filter's got a couple of things modulating it. Actually, there's already kind of a bunch of modulation going on. The wave folder on the first filter here on this voice is modulated by oct, just slowly and pretty subtly, because I've put it through an attenuator, pretty subtly modulating this wave folder. And then in the second filter here, and why am I using 2 filters for this? I'm not really sure. It's just how it came together. For the second filter on FM, I am modulating it with a mixture of noise plus, let's see, I'm using brown noise plus, plus the mod lane from my Oxy 1. So that's kind of fun because, let's see, if I just go down to this one track, it's on the first mod lane. So you can see I can adjust the filter FM here, filter cutoff here, to get this nice like cycle going. And then just kind of figure out, dial in the sweet spot for it. So I can find different patterns there, kind of play with that. So that mod lane is going into this mixer along with the noise. So I can decide how much noise I want as well into the filter. Or how much of the mod lane do I want? You can hear the sidechain compression there really clearly on the kick drum. So finding a sweet spot there, finding a sweet spot of how much FM to introduce, finding the frequency sweet spot here. Yeah, I could probably remove this module and just modulate this, but oh well. So then the next voice is the hi-hats. Which is the Archer's rig. And I can add an open hi-hat. Pretty simple voice. And I am modulating velocity on that. I don't know how much I'm modulating it though. A little bit. It puts out some nice variety, and this module has a really nice function for randomness, which I'm not using here, but I really like being able to dial in, like, add randomness to the different variables for the hi-hat. And then each time it triggers, you get like different randomness. And then the next is the bass line, which is just a sine wave out of STO. And I sort of hand tuned it. Like, I don't know that it's even really that in tune, but okay. Just did my best. And that's not even going through any filter or anything. It's just plain STO. Oh, I lost my Oxy one. That's okay. Then the next piece is in beads. I am actually, let me turn this back up again. In beads, I'm actually using a copy of the output from Plaits, but without any filtering. And that's going straight into, well, copy of that is going into Steve's MS-22. And I kind of got some settings on here that I like for an alternative sound of this chord coming out of Plaits. And then I can trigger that. These little bits. And I can, if I turn the reverb down, I mean, that's pretty nice too. Or you can kind of go like the square shape, like a chord stab. Play with the size. I just love the way that sounds. That's great. And then, what else do we have? The next voice is a snare drum over here, which I don't have a snare drum module, so I just synthesized a snare drum using white noise mixed with STO. Let me see if I can trigger it. I can trigger it right here. Yeah. White noise mixed with STO. Another sine wave, but with I actually sent an envelope into the 1 volt per octave input on STO to get the kind of clicky, I guess, what would that be called? The membrane of the drum, and then the noise adds the like the snare sound. So let's see if I can, I think I have this on the second channel of this mixer, so I can kind of choose how much of the snare sound I want, how much of the noise I want. So no noise. I get this click. I can also change the envelope length on some of these things. Now we're getting into kind of kick drum territory. And the envelope lengths are really important too. These are two really fast envelopes, but I need to and they're exponential. But I kind of have to adjust. This envelope here is is actually going to STO to 1 volt per octave. And then the second envelope is the VCA for, that goes into the VCA for the mixer. So that's controlling the whole sound of the combined noise and STO. So I just kind of find a sweet spot there. And then, let's see. I have, I skipped over the battering ram. So then I have the battering ram, which I guess I can't trigger that because there's something plugged into it. Yeah, the battering ram, and I'm not really modulating that at all. Although I am using the velocity input here because I wanted sometimes to have a kick that is like a little micro kick kind of sound. Yeah, so I vary the velocity coming out of Oxy 1 on that. And then the other piece of this patch is just the reverb at the that's a effect send from this mixer. So I just send a little bit of this, there's no reverb, but I just send in a little bit of reverb to give it a nice stereo image. And I also do that with this piece. And that's just going through FX Aid. And then finally, I'm using the WMD muscle to do sidechain compression, which is why there's kind of all this stuff here, because I have to make a copy of the kick drum and send that into the sidechain input here. And I also separate out the kick drum to go into my final. There's one more mixer here at the end that brings together the kick with everything else, because they get separated out by this mixer. So that is the patch, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Thanks.